Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first Strahz play. Today we'll be checking out Path of Exile, character creation, and I'll give you a little bit of background on the game and the first early levels. I think our goal today will be get to the first town, and then I'll try to explain some of the systems they've got going on. It's very much just like if you're familiar with the Diablo series and the franchise, or Torchlight. It's exactly the same genre, but I gotta say it feels definitely more like it kind of feels more like what Diablo 3 should have been, in my opinion. Not to beat on Diablo 3, but I feel like this game is definitely a spiritual successor to Diablo 2. With that said, here we are at character creation screen. We've got 6 classes you can choose from: Templar, Shadow, Marauder, Ranger. This guy, I think he's called a Swashbuckler? I could be wrong. And our Mage. So for this video, I think I'm going to be starting up a Marauder. And what I think is cool is when you click on each one of these guys, they'll come forward and speak to you and give you a little bit of rundown of who they are and then their background. And speaking of voiceovers, in this game I think they're actually really well done. So here's a quick little sample. When I click on this guy, you can give a listen.
I am a warrior. I was born to fight, raised to defend my tribe. Now, I have been taken from my people, chained and exiled by cowards who fear death. Death is my brother. I do not fear him. I see him in the eyes of the men and beasts that I kill. I feel him traveling beside me to this new land, this Ray Class. He will take me to meet the ancestors when I am ready, and I am not ready.
He is not ready. Alright. Let's go load up Strahz and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into, shall we? Starting up on the beach. Before I get started, just going to let you know I might run through this part fairly quickly. I just want to make sure we can get to the town by the end of the episode, and I can explain some of the some more of the systems they've got going on, like the stash, how NPCs and quests work, and all that kind of good stuff. So after I click on this guy and get my weapon here, I'm basically going to go to town and kill the mobs as quickly as I can. You're going to see some stuff going through, happening on the screen. I'll definitely explain all of that once we get to town. So with that said, let's begin. Give me that club. Alright, got some sockets. Sweet, I'll explain those shortly.
We're all that made it. They dumped 24 of us exiles off that ship. Guess that makes us the lucky ones. Luckier than this poor bastard beside me, at any rate. Splinter sticking out of me? Missed all the important bits. I saw smoke at those ruins up the beach. Go get some help. And I might just...
Oh!
When I kill a man, he stays dead.
He stays dead. And apparently that guy, wow, I think he... Ooh, he looks decapitated. Anyway, got ourselves a gem. I'm going to socket that really quick. That is a heavy strike, which is basically a crit attack. That's what it feels like. I'll explain that a little bit, all these gems and sockets and what happens when you get those. But for now, let's go kill some stuff. You can see right there what I'm doing. The right click down here in the lower right of your screen. Left click is your default. Middle mouse will also be a skill once you get it. And right click is the heavy strike of the gem I picked up earlier. So when you see this guy do a big heavy swing and do a lot of damage, that's the attack I'm using. Die, crabs, die! Driftwood Wands, I think, is going to be pretty much useless for this guy since... Well, I shouldn't say that. He could cast spells if I wanted him to. Ooh, Scroll of Wisdom. Which is basically the identify scrolls that you'll find in Diablo 3 or Torchlight. Ooh, lucky day. Something in that chest. I'll take it. Oh, must leave no one alive. Huzzah. Creepy crawlies must die. Alright, feel like we're about halfway there. Ooh, now level up.
See another dawn.
Lives to see another dawn. And I gotta say the level up system in this game is pretty awesome. And what I mean by that is the skill tree, which is pretty insane in this game. And I can't wait to show you guys, which I will show you very, very soon. Rah. Yep, I definitely am enjoying just about everything about this game. Graphics, sound, effects, the voiceovers, like I said, I think are excellent. It's dark, it's moody, it's definitely doesn't feel, well, I shouldn't say, I mean, it's, you know, I definitely say teenager plus with the gore. Diablo 3 felt kind of light for me. I mean, it was dark in places, but it just wasn't, I don't know, there's just something kind of lighthearted feel about it. I just didn't feel moody or dark. I don't know, Diablo 2 just felt so much darker than Diablo 3. I think that's part of the reason why I gravitated towards it, because it just felt raw, just pure, deep down dungeon delving experience. Alright, I'm going to go for a little dual wield action, because we can do that with this guy. And we've also got dual wield in the game. I'll explain that really quickly. You can have two weapon sets here, just clicking 1 and 2. And then there's the hotkey. Once you're in game, once you have that set up, is X. And X will swap your weapon on the fly, even while you're in combat. Uh-oh. He looks angry. And he just pulled a sword out of his gut. Oh my. Ooh, 2 yellow eyes. Oh, raised zombie. Okay, simple robe. Alright, got some loot off that guy. Spell, raising zombies. I'm gonna have to try that out. I'm not sure how much sense that'll make with a Marauder, but hey, why not? Alright folks, we made it to town. Time to do some explaining. Earlier I leveled up. This is, to me, one of the best parts about this game is the skill path tree. Just, it's pretty awesome. So let's take a look, shall we? Alright, here it is, my Marauder. This is where I start on this skill tree map. As you can see, I've got 2 choices. I can go plus 15 increased melee physical damage, or I can go 14% increased maximum life. I did do a little bit of planning with this guy, not much, but I feel like I'm going to go up, for every 2 melee damage, I'll probably pump some into life. Just so he's not quite paper thin when he's fighting mobs. So let's apply that, and it's in there. Hit apply points. Boom, everything is set. Now, just to give you an example of just how crazy the skill path tree is, let's just zoom out. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, there are just tons of combinations you can do with your class, with your character. Just to briefly mention, my Marauder starts here, and each class starts at a very separate area on this map. I can tell you which ones these are off the top of my head. I do have a Shadow, and I believe he starts over here. And you can see you got the Dexterity, or you can go down the Intelligence path. But yeah, making a character this way I think is awesome, because it gives you so much flexibility in the way you want to play your character. I could build this Marauder to be a ranged caster if I wanted to. It probably wouldn't be all that effective, but the possibility is there. And some people have argued that you could really ruin your character this way, that you could go down the wrong path. And without a respec system in there that's free, I'll say. I mean, you can respec to a certain degree. You get these items that give you respec points. It's usually 1 or 2. I think the max I've ever had is 2 at a time. But there is no overall skill swipe or wipe, so you can't just go in there and globally reset all your skills. So at least as far as I know. Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. All right, that's set. And enter town for my reward since I killed Hillock. Talk to Tarkley for my reward. All right then. And just like in Diablo 3 and Torchlight, you've got a small hub of town where it's completely safe. You can talk to, interact with NPCs, get quests, receive quest rewards. You can also find other people online to play with, as you can see here. Lufia is one. You can also come by to the notice board and try to find a group, create a party, find a public party, and apply. If you've got a guild, you can make guilds in this game, which I think is awesome. And then, of course, you've got your friends list. And I do have one on there. That would be Boss Frog, even though in this game he's called a Cat Pajamas. Don't ask me why. That's how he rolls. I'm not going to judge. But as you can see, he's offline. Over here is our stash. And as you can see, this is a bunch of items I've stored while playing my my Shadow guy, a little thief. Bunch of stuff. Quickly to recap on that too, when you first make your character, they've got these things called leagues, and you know I'm still learning about that, but this is the default domination league. If you make a character in the same league as the first character you made, this stash is shareable between all your characters within that league. But if I make a new character, say a mage or whatever, and if I don't make her in the domination league, I no longer have access to this stash. Not quite sure how I feel about that, but it hasn't really affected me. I've made all my characters in the default domination league. Alright, let's go find Tarkley. Let's grab our reward and then I'll explain a little bit more about the game.
Fine work with Hillock. Where'd you learn to fight like that? No, don't tell me. We exiles have no history. Dominus took it from us the moment his blackguards dumped us in the water out there. Just live or die now. Here, have one of these. And no need to thank me. I'm thinking of myself and the others here. The longer we fighters live, the longer everyone lives.
Oh, he's so wise. Alright. Gems. Yes. Perfect time to talk about these. The first weapon I picked up, as you can see, it's got gem slots, a la Diablo 3. But what's cool about this is when you slot a gem, it gives you a new attack ability, which I mentioned earlier, the right click, right mouse spot. So this one has the ability of a heavy strike, 5% increased physical damage, 150% of base damage, knocks enemies back on hit, all that lovely stuff. The 3 colors are the red, green, and blue. I haven't really found any others yet, but they could be out there. There might be sort of hybrids, but I really haven't found any yet. So the first one I picked up was the heavy strike, and now Tarkley is giving me a choice. I can choose one of these 3. I can go with the ground slam AoE, which in this game I highly recommend getting something with some AoE, because you will get mobbed by lots of mobs, unless you do a lot of the kiting, which is totally fine, but I love getting in there and getting messy. And we've got Cleave, another attack AoE. And then we've got a green gem, dual strike. which works well if you're dual wielding. Which I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with this guy. I think I might go with just a big, nasty two-handed weapon of some sort, like a big axe or a double sword or something like that. But, you know, I'm going to go with the ground slam. Let's toss that over there. All right. And each NPC that gives you quests, you can also click on this and they'll give you a little bit of lore about what's happening in the town, what's happening outside the town, and it will also give you a little bit of lore about each NPC that's in the town once you speak to them. I won't go through each of these. Feel free to do that when you guys are playing. Like I said, the voiceovers are excellent and I highly recommend it, especially if you just want to absorb, you know what I mean. You want to get into the game, I definitely recommend it. And grab the another quest here.
Kalamana, Marauder of Namakanui. No need to be surprised, Karu. My father and I were amongst those who tried to save your people from ignorance and damnation. My father paid for his arrogance with his life. I'm still paying for mine. I'm Nessa, and I suppose I should thank you for ridding us of Hillock, that putrid giant who felled out there. Be careful in the days to come. Karui's savagery is nothing when compared to the ferocity that is Ray-classed. Blind-Eye's watch isn't much, but it's ours. We could use you here, while you live. But should you wish to venture out, do just one thing for me. Out on the coast, amongst the wrecks, there must be a ship's medicine chest. I have many to care for, and there's only so much I can do with herbs and seawater.
Alright, let's see here. Got a new quest. Mercy mission. Must find the medicine chest. We'll definitely get to these in the next episode, but for now I'll finish up explaining things with the
Can I help?
things that you can do in town, such as this: purchase items. Each NPC, well, not each of them, but some of them have stuff you can buy from. You can sell things. And now's a good time to talk about doing just that. So there is no gold or coin currency in Path of Exile. You're basically bartering for everything. So if I want to sell some junk here, stuff I know I'm not going to use, I just control left click and it'll automatically put it over in this window. Or you can click and drag, either way. I like control left clicking just because it's faster. Alright. So I'm trading all this stuff, and what am I going to get? Scroll fragment. Getting 5 of these will give you 1 scroll of wisdom, which is basically used to identify items. Alright, I'll take that. Thank you very much. And then with that said, I'm going to grab one of these scroll of wisdoms and identify these yellow items I got. Bramble spawn. Ooh, I like the name of that. This sounds lovely. I think we're going to take that. Thank you very much. And swap out our gems. Yeah, that's another point about gems. You can swap out indefinitely. So these things don't decay, they don't become destroyed when you swap them to a different weapon or to a piece of armor. They are yours for life, or until you destroy them or sell them if you want to. And another thing too about these gems is that they level up. So as you're using them to attack or whatever, to cast spells, you can see the number here, 14 out of 38, 308 at the bottom of the window. You'll see, you probably saw it earlier when I was attacking things on the beach. Over on the right hand side of the screen, you'll see a line start showing up, a little bar with the color of the gem. And it's warning you that your gem is about to level up. And once it does, it makes a nice little sound, and then you just hit plus, and the levels up the gems for you, and then become a little bit stronger. So which one do I want to go with first, though? Heavy Strike or Ground Slam AoE? Actually, we can use both. So let's get the AoE into this one, and then we'll put the Heavy Strike into our helmet. So as you can see down here in the lower right, we now have the default attack. That's our left click mouse button. Middle click is our Heavy Strike. And then the right click will be our AoE Ground Slam. I haven't identified these wool gloves. Let's take a look at what are these? SC fire damage, 20% increased energy shield. Ooh, 6% increased rarity of items found. I like that. Plus 1 mana gained on kill. Not bad. Definitely caster gear. Since I don't have anything else, I'm gonna use it. Swap that out. I don't think I really want a rusted sword. Driftwood club seems to do more damage, and it adds stun, which is always nice. Alright, what else do we got? We got one more quest to get from Mr. Bestel. But yeah, and just quickly I'll go over the interface. You got your options panel just by hitting O. You can change the graphics, the sound, the UI, input, changing your key configuration around. You can also stream live to Twitch, which I think is pretty awesome. And you've got your standard inventory panel, just hitting I brings that up. We've got our map tab, which to me looks exactly like Diablo 2. Some people are complaining that it's just so in your face and sort of takes over the screen, but after getting up to about level 30, it really hasn't bothered me all that much. You can get to the map by hitting tab. And then C is your character slot, tab. You can see everything, all your stats. Warrior starts with strength, dexterity, and intelligence, and these 3 stats everybody starts with. I apologize for that, but his primary is strength, which makes sense for a Marauder. But what is nice is they list just about everything, every stat. Offhand total combined damage, main hand critical strike damage multiplier, just about everything you need. And we've got the social panel, which I brought up earlier. It's the same thing as running over here and hitting notice board, but you can do it out in the world. You don't have to come to this notice board to get to it. And we've got our crazy passive skills panel, which I showed earlier, and the quick hotkey for that is P. Then there are challenges, and then challenges is basically a checklist of all the things that you've done and are doing in the game. As you can see here, finish the game on normal difficulty in a hardcore league. Challenges, kill rare monsters, those people who love ticking off those checkboxes. Alright, and the world panel. And just like Diablo 3, Diablo series, we've got the different acts. Right now we're in Act 1, set to normal mode. And here's a map of the world in Act 1. Here we are. We came from the Twilight Strands, and I'm sure we're going to be heading out here soon. Alright, and that's pretty much it. You also get new spells later on. You're not just stuck with the mouse buttons for your attacks and special spells that you can cast. QWERT you can also get once you get some more gems. This guy only has 2 at the moment, so they're default to here. You can swap them out once you have more, because you will get more than just the 5 plus the 3 here. So you can swap that out. And we've got the Microtransaction Stash. I haven't found anything in the shop that is essential. And I don't see anything in here that's exactly what I would call pay to win, which is fantastic. But what you do have in here is item effects, things that glow. What do you got here? Brilliant Crown. Alright, it's pretty cool. Serrated Mohawk, that looks pretty badass. Footprint effects. Stuff you can do for your account. You can upgrade your stash to have more slots. Skill effects, different animations. If you want to buy a dance for your Marauder, well, there you go. And this is pretty interesting. You can design a unique item for $1,000. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon, but hey, you know, if you got an extra $1,000, you know, why not? And of course, they have daily deals, which everything in the store, you can see here, abuse a weapon with a crimson hued glow, that's on sale today. Who knows what will be there tomorrow? The other day there was a stash sale. But again, the only way I get to that microtransaction store is through here. It never pops up, it never reminds me, hey, buy this, you should get this, which I like. It's not intrusive. Alright folks, well I think that'll do it for now. Hopefully this is a decent overview at the beginning of the game. We'll definitely be going much, much further in Path of Exile. And next episode we'll grab this last quest and start smashing some skulls. Alright folks, thanks. Please leave a comment. If there's anything I missed, let me know. If there's something you'd like to see, if there's a class you'd like me to play, or just one you'd like to have more information on and see more gameplay of, again, let me know. Drop me a line here, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Alright, take it easy.